Good morning. This is Between the Lines with Matt Westerhold at StayTunedSandusky.com. I'm here with Luvada Wilson, a candidate for Sandusky City Commission. Thank you for being on Between the Lines.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
It's always good to see you.
Likewise.
I want to mention that Between the Lines is brought to you by the Erie County Health Department, working today for a healthier tomorrow. We appreciate the Health Department's sponsorship of our Between the Lines video series. You're running for City Commission.
Yes.
What made you decide to run for City Commission?
Well, I have always, since I came back to Sandusky, which was in the mid-'80s, I've always been in public service. I started out as working with the school system at Barker School as a mental health technician. And then I went to Firelands Hospital where I did case management. And then I ended up in the county where I began as a probation officer and eventually worked for Judge Mashari and Judge Tone and then the clerk of courts. So I've always been in public service and I still have a passion for it.
So why City Commission? Why didn't you run for judge or it's a switch up?
It is a switch up, but it's a switch up because I love the city of Sandusky and I want to give back. Now I couldn't run for judge because I don't have, even though I have a JD degree, I did not pass the bar. So I don't have all the qualifications for a judge and I'm not sure if I would have done that anyway. This is a new challenge and I love the city of Sandusky and I want to give back and I think that this is a way to do it.
You were born and raised here?
Born and raised here. My parents were born and raised here. My grandparents were raised here.
And you're what, a 1996 graduate of Sandusky High School?
That's pretty good. I love that. I wish. I was I'm not ashamed of it, 1976 graduate of Sandusky High School.
And one of the things I remember about your becoming clerk of courts was what a mess the clerk of courts office was in. For whatever reason, it had not modernized at all when most other courts had made giant steps toward modernization. So it was always difficult as a journalist or as anyone working with the court system to work with the court system. And you had great success in fixing that. What do you attribute, why did you have great success?
Well, I think it was because I was already there in the courthouse. So anytime Judge Mashari or Judge Tone needed something from the clerk's office and asked me to go get it, we would have to look through a lot of times boxes for either pleadings or cases. Yeah. So I knew that if I ever got down to the clerk of courts, and when I say down to, it was on the first floor, that I would want to modernize our court, and I did that with the help of the ladies that were there. We came in on a Saturday morning from 8 to 12 for about 8 months. No extra pay. The only thing I could bring them was donuts and coffee on Saturdays. And we got everything in alphabetical order and in order according to chronology. And then we began to put
These
them on
are
our
paper
computer.
files.
These are paper files, yes. From 1940, whatever it was, I think 3, all the way up until the year 2000. And from 2000 on, we put them on our computer system.
So you digitized it?
I digitized it,
Lord.
yes.
And it only took 8 months.
It took a little longer, but by that time we were rolling.
And then I think if I remember correctly, you also discovered $1 million.
Discovered a lot of money. I can't remember now how much it was, but it was a lot of money.
I think it was $1 million.
That went to the commissioners, and they did what they needed to do with it.
Some of it was refunded, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. It was not pilfered.
No, it was definitely not pilfered.
And you found it. I mean, and it was lost through incompetence, or it was lost through inefficiency.
I could say inefficiency, yes, sir.
And so that's great success. And,
yes.
And you explained it the way I thought you might. And effectively, you lasered into it. You said, I got to fix this. Well, that was your mandate.
Yes.
What's your mandate to become city commissioner? And how is that the same? How is it different?
I'm not sure of the similarities or the differences, but this I do know. I want to be the kind of commissioner that listens to my constituents, the people of the city of Sandusky. Now that might not mean them coming to a commission meeting, and that's what I've been thinking about. How else can I go to the citizens of Sandusky? What I've been doing is, since my run is, I've been going to different churches and meeting with different groups of people. Maybe that's something that I will need to continue to do when I become commissioner. But I want to be the kind of commissioner that listens, gets all the facts, and then uses some wisdom to vote yes or no on whatever issue it is.
And would you rely heavily on city staff? Do you believe city staff is adequate to the task?
I would rely on them when I needed it. I think that I am more of a servant leader, but yes, I would use city staff when needed. But I've always been a servant leader. I want to be the kind of leader that works towards the goals that the city sets.
And what would be your top priority if you were elected city commissioner?
I think the top priority right now that people have been contacting me about, and I'm not even a city commissioner, is housing. I've been called and asked about housing. Can you help me get affordable housing? I've been kind of steering them to the Ohio Welcome Home Ohio program, which is a $3.5 million grant that this commission has adopted. And it allows for a 1,300 square foot house to be built, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. The person has to have an 80% median income, which means that they're going to be paying about $1,000 a month, and that will be for about 20 years. So that is something that I think we need to continue to do. But I also want to get with other commissioners and find a way to help people that need to move into apartments. Because apartments are extremely expensive now, especially if you're only making like $14, $15 an hour and you have a $1,200 to $1,600 a month apartment rental. That can become very difficult for especially a single parent. So we want to make sure that we make affordable housing a top priority here in Sandusky.
And
well, I do.
And it's going to be your top priority.
That will be my top priority.
And
in connection with, because you can't have affordable housing without having economic development. You have to bring in companies that are willing to pay a good wage in order to be able to sustain a middle class income.
And what else are your priorities? I mean, is that your number one priority by far, or are there top 3?
There's others. That is probably my number one. I'm also concerned about, and this one might seem a little infrastructure, it might seem a little less, because my focus is on the bus covers that people wait for, buses. There are no
bus stops.
Yeah, at the bus stops.
The Sandusky transit system.
Yes, I think that that it's a part of dignity that we don't leave people outside in the rain or the snow, but that they're covered with some type of covering. Now, I don't know how that fits in every day, because sometimes they may have to be on the front of someone's yard in that little area way. Maybe we give a tax break or a tax deduct to those people who wouldn't mind have that. But we have to figure out a way to give all of our citizens a common of respect.
And other priorities?
Yes, I think that healthcare is important. Not long ago, about I think maybe a month or 2 ago, Firelands Health and the health department got together and put on a health fair. I think it is incumbent on the commissioners to make sure that that information is out to all of the communities, because everything there was free. Mammograms was free, A1C testing was free, and those are the kinds of things that every community should be able to check and be at if they need to.
And some other issues about the city is the recreation center. You support building a new recreation center.
I do. If I had been on the commission a while back, I don't know if the area that they have selected would have been my area. I always kind of thought, well, and maybe this isn't wise, but tear down middle school and just rebuild from there. But the area is now set, so let's get it done. My thing, okay, now you have the tennis courts out there, let's go ahead and get it done. Because it is important for the citizens of Sandusky to have some place to go that is safe, that looks out for our children as well as our seniors. And so, yes, I support the rec center 100%.
And is that support, does that translate into support for the middle school youth programming?
Yes. Everything from middle school that is important there should be transferred to our new rec center. And let me ask it this way. If you're elected city commissioner, will you support the Mill Street youth programming throughout your first term? Yes. Okay. Yes, I will.
And what else do you want voters to know about Luvada Wilson? Where is the name Luvada from?
Luvada, I got it from my aunt. And I don't know where she got it from, but we, the Stovalls, I am originally a Stovall. We've been here for quite some time.
And your father's name was?
John Stovall. He was the assistant to the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church here in Sandusky. I grew up here, graduated in 1976, and I'm just a proud resident of Sandusky, and I want to give back. I'm at the point now where I could retire, or I am retired, and just chill out. But I'm not done. I know I'm not done. I have more to give, and that's what I want to do.
Election day is November 4th,
right?
Which is 8 days.
8 days, yeah.
And what's your strategy to win? Do you think you're going to win?
I hope I will win. I got to tell you that when I lost for clerk of court, I was so disappointed to the point where I was even mad at God. I had prayed all the time. I had been in His Word for Him to guide me. And then when I lost, I felt so abandoned. But what I have found out is that I was running to a victory, but the Christ is my victor. And so whether I win or lose, and I'm hoping that I will win, I want to win, I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to still contribute in some way to the city of Sandusky. But like I said, that's not to say that I don't want to win, because I do, and I'm hoping that I will win.
And you have predictions for the outcome? And who else is going to win? And who do you support among your opponents?
I don't have any predictions as far as that go, and I support them all.
You support them all?
Yes.
All right.
I want to be in there with two others.
Except you support two of them less than yourself.
I support them all. You're right. Less than myself.
Luvada, thank you so much for being on Between the Lines, which is brought to you by Erie County Health Department, working today for a healthier tomorrow. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.